Alright guys, this is what we wait for when we're Bills fans. This is it. For the last 10 years, we've played about 16 games a year. Finishing around, middle to bottom of the league every year, except for a few where we had a few good seasons. I think this year is going to be different, especially week 1 against the Dolphins. We're going to see Chan Gailey open up his playbook a little bit, and I don't think we'll see such a vanilla offense that we've seen throughout the preseason. I think C.J. Spiller will get the start. Marshawn Lynch looked a little slow in the Detroit game. Looked like he was just doing a lot of dancing, not a lot of hitting the holes. So I think C.J. Spiller will get the start. I wouldn't be surprised if Marshawn Lynch will be pushed to the bottom of the back of the field. I'm curious how that's going to work out. I will say that I will think offensively that we will see 2 backs in the backfield. I would not be surprised to see Marshawn Lynch over here and C.J. Spiller over here, man. Roscoe Parrish in the slot. 5 offensive linemen. Spread. You got to spread the Dolphins thin, man. That's how you're going to beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins, they love to pass rush and they love to get in those holes and confuse the offenses. But if they cannot confuse us if we spread them out. I mean, that's just plain and simple. They like to run the ball a lot, so I'm curious how the defense is going to stop the run. That's how they beat us the first game. They just killed us on the run. We contained Chad Henne a little bit in the first game, but it seemed like the running game killed us. In the second game, Chad Henne handed the game to us, man, with all those interceptions. I think we really got the Dolphins. Last year we split the series, so I think this year I'd like to sweep them, man. I live in Florida, and week 1, when I go to watch the game, Dolphin fans are everywhere. It's the small amount of Bills fans and the Dolphins fans. And the Dolphins fans are fair weather fans around here. Week 7, week 8, week 9, you'll see the real Dolphins fans still showing up at the same place. They definitely thin out a lot around here. I guess if you lived in a town or a city where or a state where the Dolphins play, you get a lot more fans. But I think the Bills are going to bring it to them. I think we're going to see lots of motions, lots of handoffs here, play actions here. I think Chan Gailey really did hold his playbook to himself and to the Bills. I think today they're probably practicing lots of the plays that they're going to use against Dolphins. I'm curious to see on defense if Terrence McGee and Leotis McKelvin play all the way through practice, because they didn't practice at all. They just kind of stood on the sidelines, so I'm curious if they were just resting them, taking it easy, because they did work all preseason and all OTAs and so forth and so on. So, but it looks like Drayton Florence will get this starting opposite role, and it looks like Leotis McKelvin will probably play the nickel or on downs when they're tired and they want to break. On offense, I think that the offensive line, the 5 guys, have got to do a good job, because like I said earlier about spreading them thin, that means that if those 5 guys have got to block well, because we've got to be able to give Trent Edwards time to make his reads. The preseason, this has got to be Trent Edwards' best preseason ever, and it was real vanilla offense. So that just shows me that we're already better than the Dick Duran era, because his was a vanilla offense all the time. He had a few little trick plays, but it just seemed like they just never worked as well as you thought they would have. Like his end arounds, you saw Dick Duran run an end around. It was like, holy moly! So it's really nice to see how Chan Gailey's going to open it up the playbook. I will tell you that I'm picking Trent Edwards to be the player of the game week 1. He was just selected as a captain by all of his other teammates for the 2nd year in a row. Originally I thought C.J. Spiller will be the leader for week 1, but due to the fact that he just got named captain this week, I think that's going to put a little extra motivation in Trent Edwards to do a good job. And you put a lot of motivation in someone, and sometimes they do good things. So I think week 1, I think Trent Edwards is going to be the leader. Definitely have probably 2 touchdowns. I'm hoping 18 to 23, 24, 0 interceptions. I will be wearing my C.J. Spiller jersey for week 1, no doubt. I think he's going to get the start. I think he'll probably get 1 or 2 touchdowns, $150 yards. I think he'll have 1 big breakout run, maybe 40 or 50 yards. That'll be the touchdown. The Dolphins like to blitz a lot, so I think if we can get him going this way and get C.J. Spiller running the opposite way because of the two-back formations Changeli wants to run, because he's got two good backs in Marshawn Lynch and Freddie Jackson, and then we got C.J. Spiller. Everybody in the Bills Nation couldn't believe we drafted a running back. And at first I kind of thought about it as if I was a new coach in a team that wasn't very offensive, and this is our one big pick. Who are we going to take? It's not going to be a quarterback. So it's going to be either running back or it's going to be a tackle. And he went with running back explosiveness. And, you know, in Buffalo, every year the running backs get hurt. Ribs, ankles, everything. Running backs in Buffalo get beat to hell. They always hand the ball off in Buffalo. So I think Changeli runs first already. So I just don't want to get too running. I'd like to make sure we still use Trent Edwards a lot. If they just stack the box on us, we have to be able to throw the ball because we cannot get predictable. With offenses, you just gotta be unpredictable. You gotta throw that magic out there, man. You can't look very vanilla. And so I'm excited about that. Defensively, the Dolphins are missing their nose tackles out for the year, and their right end is going to be suspended for a couple of games for substance abuse. So it looks like the left side, where Demetrius Bell and Andrew Levitri are going to be the little weaker side. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see us run to the left a little bit more. That's what I would do if I heard their best guys were out that side. So maybe the Dolphins will move to the left a little bit more, and then we should run to the right. So, you know, because we're all thinking about what our opposing offenses are thinking. What does he know that we know? And defensively, Edwards, our defensive coach, he used to play for the Dolphins. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to work out, because, you know, it's just like John Gruden in the Super Bowl against the Raiders. If you know your old team so well and you know what they do, you can't change too much in 1 year. I know they changed defensive coaches, so they probably changed terminology and stuff, but there's only a few things you can do in each position. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's when you do them and how well you do it. So I'm curious of how that's going to work out. But my prediction for the game is going to be 24-10 Buffalo. I think we get out early a little bit well. I think the Dolphins just can't really catch up. It's a real slugfest on the ground. 24-10. Let's go Buffalo. Let's get this first one out of the way, man. I live in Florida, so I love beating those Dolphins, man. They are definitely the game I look forward to the most living down here. Let's go Bills.